fine.
Right. I'm in the construction industry. You're right.
But the question I asked you, okay, and I'm only going to ask it once, and if you can't directly answer the question, I'm just going to move on to the next caller, okay? Because this is just becoming painful for everybody. Okay? You said that the judge broke the rules of the Constitution. What rules?
Well, yeah, every
no. See, maybe this is the problem. Okay, I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna go ahead and mute you. I'm gonna mute you until you're ready to listen to the whole question. Okay? No one can hear you. Okay? Yeah, I'm gonna need you to listen to the whole question, and then you can answer. Okay? All right. Awesome. Yes. So again, no one can hear you. So you can say whatever you want. All right. No one can hear you because I'm going to get the whole question out. Then you can answer the question. Easy stuff. All right. So the question that I asked you is, okay, you said that the judge broke the rules of the Constitution. Okay. And so therefore I am asking you, all right, what rules of the Constitution did the judge break? And before I'm done asking this question, I'm going to unmute you. And if you do not directly answer the question, the next thing you will hear is the dial tone. Okay? So what rules did the judge break according to the Constitution?
The illegal aliens act of 17 I forgot the year, but yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
So that would be the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, and that's not in the Constitution.
1798, correct. Yeah.
And that's not in the Constitution.
What do you mean it's not in the Constitution?
It's not in the Constitution. Yeah, pretty simple. You know how it says like act in it? That means it's a law.
So let me
and laws laws are separate.
With all due respect, right? With all due respect, why don't you support Donald Trump?
Sir, we are on a specific question. I can tell you for a long. How about this? How about this? I'll give you a perfect. I'll give you one right now. I'll give you one right now.
You gave me the answer. Okay, I disagree with you. We can move on. Now, why don't you?
Sure, because I don't agree with presidents putting in wartime acts like the Alien Enemies Act when we're not at war just to consolidate power and as like an authoritarian.
Well, I mean that act came over when the war was over.
I'm sorry, was that English?
When the war was over, okay, you said 1798, correct?
Yeah.
The war had been over since then.
Correct.
Right? Okay. So, I'm sorry. Do I have to spell it out for you? Like,
sure. I don't think you could spell it or out.
The ITOUT.
Good job.
Oh yeah, I know. It's beautiful.
Can we get a golf clap in the chat for him, please? Thank you very much. Can we get a golf clap in the chat? Trust me, I am just as surprised as you guys are. Okay.
Can I ask you something?
I am just as surprised as you guys are. You guys did great.
Where do you live? Okay. Like, let's say, like you don't have to give me a specific place, right? Per se, but where do you live exactly?
I live in Florida.
So I can get a feeling of kind of like who you are and why do you have.
Sir, I really don't want you to get a feeling of who I am. I could care less if you care who I am. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, listen, you can't have a debate, so you can't even tell me where you're from.
I already did, sir. You were too busy yelling to even hear me.
No, you didn't tell me anything.
Yes, I did.
Where are you from? I'm asking you now. Where are you from?
Well, I hope you have a good one. Okay. I already said I live in Florida.
Yeah, I know you're in Colorado, bro. So
yeah, no, I just told you where I was from a second time, and you still got it wrong.
Well, I mean, you didn't tell me anything. You didn't say where you were from. Where are you from?
I literally just told you twice, and you were so busy yapping.
You didn't say anything.
You were so busy yapping, you didn't even hear it.
All right, you got the floor. Where are you from?
Yeah, that's where I'm from. Bro, how are you gonna I'm glad that everybody in the chat all said where I said that I'm like where I'm from, that like everybody said, so I know that y'all all heard me. Okay? Because that was wild. Yo, we're going to keep moving on. Open up the next caller. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys would like to support the live, I do have super chats. I have bits and all that sort of stuff, subs, members, all that fun stuff. So if you'd like to support the live, I really, really appreciate you. I don't really know what's going on with my portrait live right now. It's being kind of strange. I wonder if that's because of the live last night. So, but that's okay. We'll see what's up. But if you guys do me a favor, especially if you're in that portrait live on YouTube, please send stuff in the chat. Chat in there really hard, see if we can get this thing going, because I really don't want to have to be struggling with it so much. I appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Awesome. How old are you?
40.
You're 40?
Yep.
Okay. Do you support Trump?
Yep.
Awesome. Why is that? What's on your mind today?
He's a good president. And also that last caller, obviously wasn't listening. He was shouting a lot. Not all MAGA people, it was a good representation of him, but I still appreciate the fact that he had some convictions, like, people shouldn't be coming here illegally.
Sure, having some convictions doesn't mean your convictions are right.
Yeah, well, that's why we have debates and stuff, right?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, IDM is a big supporter of debate and conversation, obviously. Right.
Yeah, people can agree.
Yeah, but if you can't articulate your convictions, then you probably don't know your convictions very well.
He was riled up and kind of wasting time, but he had some convictions about American citizens deserve to be here more than someone who's working hard, crossing the border, works here for minimum wage.
Why?
Well, because we have a country, right? And we all agreed to have a law that says you have to come in through the proper channels.
Correct, but that doesn't define deserves to be here. Okay, that defines what's legal in this country, right? And those two things are very, very different. And I'll give you an example, right? Okay. Like for longest time, and even currently right now, right? But it's for the longest time in the United States, chattel slavery was legal in the United States. Does that mean that people deserve to be slaves because it was legal? Of course not, right? So legality doesn't equal deserving, right? So that's why.
Yeah, exactly. That was moral, and we changed the laws to reflect our morality. But slavery was in common practice during the founding of the country, as it was around the world.
Right, but it doesn't mean that it was that it. But sir, we're talking about
years before we had black slaves.
Sir, but we were talking about deserving. Okay. Deserving. Exactly. What means that we?
The choice of word.
Right. So what makes us deserving to be here?
We were born here as American citizens, and that's what we all agreed the law was going to be.
That, again, I'm not asking legality. I'm asking what makes us deserving.
It's our homeland. Just like someone born in Mexico would deserve to be there.
No, they don't.
Like,
why?
Someone's born in China and then they just kick them right out away.
No, I didn't say kick anyone right out. I'm asking why you deserve it. Why you being born in a country means you deserve to be in that country. That's what I'm asking. Okay, why?
Well, God had you born there, right?
Well, that's going to be a really bad argument because God also said that we should invite in the immigrants. So
exactly, that's what we do. We can only invite in so many, though.
No, God doesn't tell you only invite in so many. God tells you to treat the aliens in your land just like they're your own.
He says to be discretionary in your giving to those who deserve it. You don't just give $5 to every bum on the street.
I'm sorry. Did you not hear me? God said, okay, to invite the aliens from other nations in and treat them as your own.
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't say
for the most part,
he didn't say with some discretion. Okay, he said to just do it, and even more specifically than that, he definitely didn't say that you rip families apart or send people to countries they're not from or send people to terrorism prisons. He sure as hell didn't say any of that stuff. And so, if you're going to talk about what God making us deserve, if you're saying that God put us, hold on, sir, but if you're saying that God put us in the country, then doesn't that also mean that God put those immigrants in our country also?
God also knew who was going to come here and get approved and who wasn't going to get approved. So
right, but God told you to treat them as if they are native born.
I do. And
But
so
yet
does
you
a lot
support
of people
somebody,
in America.
but you support Donald Trump, who does not.
You know, not everyone is like a perfectly good Christian.
Sir, I'm not
Especially Trump,
asking
right?
anybody to be a perfectly good Christian. You are currently supporting somebody who is treating immigrants horrifically. Okay, when and
Yeah,
you're
and
you're
Jesus
claiming and you're
forgives sinners,
claiming
didn't he?
sir, and you're claiming what God wants, where God wants people to be. Okay, but God says specifically to treat immigrants like they are native born. So if you are a Christian, you believe in God, and God is supposed to be the guiding, factor of your morals, right? That's where your morals come from, is from God. Then how could you possibly support someone who goes directly against how God tells you to treat immigrants?
There was more deportations under Biden and Obama, right? And people supported
Sir,
that.
I'm not asking
And
about Biden and
I'm not
Obama.
saying ripping
I'm
families
asking
apart is
right
good.
now.
I'm just saying it's
I'm
not.
sorry. Was Biden or Obama sending immigrants to foreign torture prisons? Were they creating alligator Alcatraz and laughing about it?
They sent people to Guantanamo that were, you know, alien enemies, terrorists, different things like that. They qualified.
Sir.
You
They
know,
said,
murderers.
sir. First of all, I am not in any way saying anything that happened at Guantanamo was good. It's absolutely horrible. Okay, and I can unequivocally say I do not support sending anybody to Guantanamo Bay. First of all, that was started under Bush, by the way, not under Obama, right? But yes, it did continue into Obama. All right, but again,
Yeah.
even though that was horrific, all right, and it was horrific, okay, those people were suspected of terrorism, whether that was right, whether that was wrong, whether they should have been held that, I completely disagree with, right? These are people who've committed no crime, have no suspicion of committing a crime, and are being sent to a foreign torture prison.
That type of scenario is not as widespread as the media hypes it up to be.
Sir, I don't care how widespread it is. I said it was hundreds of people that were sent by our government to foreign torture prisons. Right now, Donald Trump is currently deporting people to South Sudan. He is trying a civil war torn, famined country, one that they are not from and have never been to.
Okay.
He is trying to send people to Rwanda. He literally opened up alligator Alcatraz.
Can I say something?
So he literally opened up alligator Alcatraz, someplace with horrible living conditions, and then made fun of the migrants for having to live in those horrible conditions.
There's a lot of sob stories around the world, and we can't solve every single one of them. I mean, if we could take in 1 million asylees at the border right now, and we were able to do that,
sir, this isn't someone else's sob story. This is what our country is doing to people. This is literally. No, hold on, sir. This is literally the equivalency of what you're saying. It's literally if I was to freaking stab someone next to me and they go, "Why did you stab them?" And then you go, "Well, you can't help everyone."
But Trump never stabbed anybody.
He's the one who sent them to the torture prisons. He's the one who sent them to these countries they're not from. He's the one doing the bad act. This isn't other people in other countries that we're not helping. These people are coming here and then we're sending them to the horrible thing.
Okay, they were here illegally and highly suspected of being gang members in El Salvador.
No, they fucking weren't. And even if they were, that doesn't excuse it.
And guess what? Abrego, who, objectively or whatever, he got sent back because people complained enough.
Yeah, and how about the other hundreds of people that were also tortured in that prison?
They didn't have a good enough case to come back.
Oh, gotcha. So if they don't have a good enough lawyer, if they don't get enough attention, then they deserve to be tortured.
So, El Salvador has the maximum security one you're talking about, but they also have another prison where they can earn a degree. And if they're good, they go to that prison instead.
So godly. This is straight out of the Bible. This is exactly what God said. God in the Bible specifically. What verse is that in Deuteronomy? Where God says, you know what? Send them to the foreign torture prison if they come to your country. And if they're good enough, they might be able to earn a degree in another prison. Just like straight out of the Bible.
Every ICE agent that arrests an immigrant sends them straight to El Salvador.
I am not saying that every single one is. I am talking about the ones who are.
Yeah, and then when we made a mistake, we took Abrego back.
You took
And
him
he
back.
still gets praised,
They
even
took
though
him
we know
back,
he was
and now they're trying to
smuggling
deport him to Rwanda.
That's better than leaving him here to smuggle human trafficking and beat
Oh,
his wife,
human
right?
trafficking. Yes. You know what we do with the human traffickers in the United States?
Okay, how about this?
No,
What should
sir.
we do with
Do you know
Abrego?
what we do to people who are criminals in the United States?
Put them in jail, give them fines.
Well,
or
no.
deport
First,
them
we
if they're
start
eligible.
by convicting them of crimes.
He has plenty of court orders against him.
I'm
Final
sorry.
order
How many
removal by
convictions does he
judges.
have for human trafficking? I'm sorry. I must have missed that. Was there a human trafficking conviction that I'm unaware of?
If he stays here, they're going to charge him with that. If
Then
he
do
leaves,
it.
then he gets out of free
No,
of
then
getting
do
charged
it.
with that.
Why would you want to release someone that's human trafficking?
Because we would rather deport him than try him for human trafficking and put him in jail.
Because you know why the Trump administration would rather deport him than put him on trial for human trafficking and send him to jail?
Because they're going to cost money to keep
Because
him
they
here.
can't fucking convict him because there's no evidence of human trafficking. That's
There's
why they don't want to
video
put him,
evidence.
sir. That is why they don't want to fucking put him on trial. They don't want to put him on trial because they can't fucking convict him.
Okay, but there's literally body cam footage of the Tennessee trooper that pulled him over with
and
all
what did
the
that
illegals in
Tennessee
his
trooper
car.
do after pulling him over?
Okay, I don't know the details of the case. Can we move
let
on
me
to
be
different
no.
topics?
Let's not
'Cause,
move on
you
fucking
know,
anywhere. The fucking Tennessee trooper pulled him over, had no suspicion of him human
Yeah.
trafficking, and then fucking released him because there was absolutely no evidence and no support that he was human trafficking.
And that's probably why Abrego ended up in this crazy limbo, because you're innocent until proven guilty in America, and we gave him his due
Except for
process.
they sent him to prison as if he was guilty before proving it, and you're supporting that.
Yeah, but people get arrested all the time.
I didn't
and then
say
released later,
I didn't say arrested. They sent him to a foreign
that was pretty bad,
torture
right?
prison.
Yeah, and he got a lot of GoFundMe money for that. I bet
Oh,
other
well,
people would like to go to
fucking,
prison
if he
for
got a
week.
lot of GoFundMe money, then fuck it, the fact that he was tortured, right? Guys, that's apparently in the Bible too. It's okay to torture people, okay? As long as you give them some GoFundMe money.
Okay, I don't agree.
What
If
verse?
he's perfectly innocent,
I'm sorry.
then I would
What
think
verse
that,
is that?
his case
Hold on.
was
What
bad,
verse
right?
is that in the Bible? I can't remember. What verse in the Bible where it says it's okay to torture the shit out of people as long as you give them GoFundMe money later? I can't remember.
It says, "Rejoice in your suffering; it'll make you stronger in the long run."
Oh, okay, so that's the verse that says torture people without convicting them of a crime, and then maybe they'll get some GoFundMe money later.
No, it generally says treat other people the way you wish to be treated.
Oh, so do you wish to be treated by being sent to a foreign torture prison for a crime that you're not convicted of?
Nope, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone else either.
Oh yeah, but you're okay with Donald Trump doing
necessarily
it.
support every
But yet
little thing that Trump does,
you're okay with Donald Trump doing it, and not only are you okay with Donald Trump doing it, you are literally sitting up here for the last 10 minutes trying to defend it, which is wild.
All right, you got me there because I'm trying to defend, the president I voted for, but you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I support his immigration policy as a whole.
What immigration policy?
Not just one particular instance that fell through the cracks and made
What immigration
headlines.
policy?
Well, cracking down on illegal crossings and deporting people that are committing crimes.
Awesome. Less than 15% of the
And
people
they're
that
here
Donald
illegally.
less than 15% of the people that Donald Trump is deporting committed any crime outside of actual just crossing the border, which is actually a civil
But
offense
that's
and a
still
class
a
C.
crime punishable by deportation.
Yeah, it's not a crime punishable by deportation. It's a civil offense in which you can be deported for.
It's a
Okay,
misdemeanor
because if it
that
was
you
no,
can
sir,
charge as a misdemeanor or a felony
no,
in
because
most
sir,
cases.
if it was a crime that you could be convicted of, and the punishment is that you were deported, then that means that every single person that crossed the border would deserve their day in court to be proven that they crossed the border illegally, and then therefore the judicial system could then punish that person by deporting them. Okay, but that's not what our law
immigration
says.
judges that have final order of removals on most
Nope,
of these
ICE can
deportations.
deport someone for illegal crossing without a single day in court. Do you know why?
Expedited removals
Do you know why,
and
sir?
other things in the law.
You know why, sir?
Why?
Because it's not a crime that is punishable by deportation. Okay? It is a civil offense under Title 8 in which you can be deported for. There are tons of things you can get deported for that aren't crimes. Okay? You can be here freaking and something happens and you can be deported. Don't have to commit a crime.
So
Okay.
if someone cuts
But
a line in front of all the legal immigrants, they should get rewarded.
Donald Trump is getting
instead
rid
pushed
of
to the
legal
back of the
immigrants.
line?
What are you talking about?
So they should get
Donald
rewarded?
Trump is getting rid of and deporting legal migrants.
They had temporary protective status. It's only
Which
temporary.
makes them what?
It expired.
Which makes them what?
Deportable.
Makes them legally here. If you have temporary legal status, you are legally
But
here.
their temporary status ran out. And
No,
those are the ones
sir.
that are
Those
getting
students at
deported.
freaking Columbia and Harvard, their status did not run out. The Haitians and the Guatemalans he's trying to get rid of, their status has not run out. None of their statuses have run out. Donald Trump is just trying to deport them anyway. He is trying to take away their legal status. And so therefore they are then illegally here and then deport them.
Well, I mean, he kind of ran on that platform and people voted for him.
Gotcha, sir. So again, right back to it. You don't give a shit about somebody being here legally or not. Okay? Because you're totally cool.
I care if they're
Because
here
you're totally
legally, that's
cool.
fine.
Because you're totally cool with Donald Trump taking away their legal status and then deporting them anyway.
Well, I mean, I'll have to look on some of the statistics on that, but you know,
Sounds like you have a lot to look at before you understand immigration in this country.
it sounds like the previous administration maybe made too many promises. You know,
Like what?
And the temporary status is running out because they don't have.
Sir,
enough
the
merit to
temporary
stay
status
here.
is not running out. Get that through your head. The temporary status is not running out. That's why Donald Trump is ripping away their temporary status.
Okay, so give me an example of someone who would get deported that was a legal asylum.
I just gave
seeker,
you
right?
3 different examples. I gave you the students at Columbia, Harvard, and I gave you the Haitians and Guatemalans. I gave you 4 actually.
Well, didn't judges block some of those things?
Yes, sir. Do you support Trump or do you support the judges that are blocking him?
I support our 3-pronged government.
Oh,
You know,
gotcha,
the Supreme
gotcha.
Court has to
So
step
now
in
all of
to
a sudden
stop
this guy
certain
is
laws, that's
happy.
fine.
Apparently a second ago, he loved Donald Trump's policies on immigration, but now all of a sudden he loves that Donald Trump's policies are getting blocked by our court system. So which one is it, sir? Do you support Donald Trump's policies or do you support that they're getting blocked?
I support our government doing something.
Gotcha. So now you don't care about Donald Trump's policies. You think Donald Trump's policies are horrible.
His greater goal of the policy is to get the 14 million people here illegally out eventually and prevent new ones from coming in. And he seems
That's
to be
not a
making
policy,
progress on
sir.
that.
That's just a
Of
rhetoric.
course, there's lots of sad cases that slip through the cracks.
Yeah, that's
You know,
that's not
But
policy,
what's
sir.
the most humane thing we can do to punish them? Or give
The
them a
humane thing to
reward
do
for
to
breaking the
punish
law?
someone? Why would I want to punish anyone?
Because that's what the law says that we made.
No, it doesn't. I've already discussed this part. Were you not listening to the first part of the conversation? We just discussed this.
We
We
don't
just
know the legal
we just
status of all
discussed
these people.
it.
You
The
could-
most humane thing to do, and if you actually cared about freaking people being in this country, if you actually cared about people in this country actually being here safely, having background checks, and making sure that they were actually legally allowed to be here, you would do things like support mass amnesty. Okay, because that would ensure that people that are here actually have background checks, that they actually have the ability to work, that they can actually pay taxes, that they can actually contribute to our society. That would be the most logical thing to do if that is what you supported. Okay, but it sounds like
If there's
all
a
you support,
bipartisan
but
way
sir,
to
all
do
you really
what's
support
similar to
is
what
I
Reagan
don't
did,
like
yeah.
brown people here, and that's pretty much all that is.
But see, no one's came out and said that. Plus, in 1965, when we revised the Immigration Act, we took out all the racist stuff and made it based on merit and family ties.
So you think
Whereas
because
you're
they
right, but from the
revised an
1920s
act
and
that
the
all the racism
1930s,
is gone?
They had racial shit in there.
I'm sorry, sir. You think because freaking we revised a law that freaking all of a sudden our system became not racist?
Became better than it was.
Cool.
In 1965.
Better than it was does not
You
mean
gonna
not
tell me that law didn't
racist.
help?
Sir, being better than it was
There's
is
lots of
not
laws in the
not
60s that helped
racist.
our racism
Sir,
problem.
sir,
right?
being better than it was is not supporting does not make it not racism.
But it makes it less racist than before.
Cool. We're less racist and still very racist. Congratulations.
I mean, Texas is majority Latino now.
I'm sorry, was that a piece of information that I was supposed to do something with, or were you just word vomiting?
I'm saying, like, we don't have, not, that, I mean, if we were that racist, when we have deported them all, instead of have 50-50 white and Hispanic, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know much.
I'm all for having Americans be culturally diverse in this country. I believe that, people like to call us racist and all these things, but when you look at other countries, our country is like the most culturally diverse.
And why is our
Like,
country?
if you go to Japan,
and why
they'll look
is
at
our
you funny for
yeah
being not Japanese?
and what? Yeah, and where does all Japanese people's heritage trace back to?
Okay,
Answer the question.
The Asians, Pacific
To
Islanders.
Japan. Where do white people's heritage come from?
Well, I mean, English and European descent.
Yeah, not
when we
fucking
first were
here.
founded, right?
Yeah, not fucking here. Okay, all of
But the
Japan's
people
heritage,
that were born
sir,
here
Japan's
originated
heritage,
here.
the people in Japan, all of their heritage comes from Japan. If you want to go back to a homogenous nation, then you should go back to where your people are from, because it's not from here.
We want multicultural here.
Oh, so now you want it.
That's something that we celebrate.
Oh, now you want it. Now we celebrate immigration all of a sudden.
Because when our country first started 250 years ago, it was like you're saying, a lot more one-sided and racist. 250 years later, after a great American freedom experiment, we have the most culturally diverse country in the world.
Yes, that is
and
filled with
people still say
racism.
we're racist. Well, that's each individual's problem. They got to look at themselves and be like, maybe I shouldn't do racist things.
Yes,
Like how
you
Trump
shouldn't.
denied the black family the apartment in 1973, and he hasn't heard the end of it. Because
he's continued to do more racist stuff ever since then.
Like what?
Like calling for the death of freaking 5 black men that were exonerated of a murder. How about that? How about kicking black dealers and black bartenders off of his store?
Murdered?
How about inviting people like Nick Fuentes and David Duke to Mar-a-Lago? That was just a couple years ago.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't watch him much, but everyone deserves their platforms, right? Like, I mean, why can't you be on his show or something?
Be on Donald Trump's show?
Or Nick Fuentes or any other influencer out there.
Why would I want to go on a white supremacist fucking show?
To debate him? I don't know.
Why would I want to debate a white supremacist?
Why would you debate someone who's not a white supremacist if you're just going to agree on everything?
Sir, I'm debating you. Do we agree on everything?
Okay. Well,
are you a white supremacist?
No.
Okay, so you do realize that I have the
no.
ability to talk to people that aren't white supremacists. See, here's the thing about white supremacists. There's no point in arguing with them because they're white supremacists. Okay? Their entire platform doesn't make sense to begin with. Okay? But if Nick Fuentes wanted to have me debate him, I would gladly debate Nick Fuentes. Personally, I would debate the shit out of Nick Fuentes. I would fucking school his ass. I'm not even fucking worried about that. But regardless of any of that, sir, your president supports white supremacists like Nick Fuentes.
I just when I see when Trump called out the statue that was getting taken down, and then there was the riots on both sides.
I think they want the white one. I think I talked to the black ones. I think they want the white one.
He said at the end of that sentence that they cut off, "I don't support white supremacy."
Congratulations.
I don't. Okay. Well, anyway.
So let me get this straight. So Donald Trump, hold on. Let me get this straight. So Donald Trump does a bunch of racist stuff. Okay. But I'm supposed to give Donald Trump credit because one time in a thing, he said he didn't support white supremacy. Oh, well, shit. Well, if that's the case, I guess we can ignore everything else he's done. We can just move on with our lives because he said that he didn't support it, even though he's done things all the way over and supported people, white supremacists, and, you know, had people, white supremacists over at the White House and had white supremacists over at Mar-a-Lago and freaking actively and openly supports white supremacist groups. But you know what? Once he said, I don't support it, so
But not the,
I guess
not
that's
the
cool.
real dirty white supremacist people.
Oh,
Like,
I'm sorry. There's
come on.
dirty and non-dirty white supremacists? My bad.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I guess Donald Trump only supports the cool white supremacists.
You know, people can have different opinions on things. I know Nick Fuentes got kicked off of YouTube because they thought he was a little too white supremacist. I mean, I've seen a little bit of his
A little
stuff,
too. So a little bit's cool
but
with you. Just he got a little bit too
enough of it
far.
to make me say like, oh, he's a white supremacist.
How about David Duke?
But I don't watch him that much.
How about
so
David
I
Duke?
just saw him talk about different things. Huh?
How about David Duke, who was also at that dinner?
Okay, so you know, Trump doesn't necessarily know
Who's
like,
David
or
Duke?
support everything. I assume he's a white supremacist because I've heard his name, but like, you know, I'm not saying Trump's values align with his. He's probably there for a different reason.
Yes, please
You know,
tell
I mean,
me.
I'm
Please
inclined to
tell
believe
please
that,
tell
like,
me
the-
what
the-
different reason that Donald Trump had the ex-Grand Wizard of the KKK at.
You know, I mean, this is exactly why we had to put up the Robert E. Lee portrait at West Point, because people need to see our history and debate people with other points of views or condemn it, you know?
Oh, I am debating some with other points of views, and I'm condemning you also. You just haven't caught up yet.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I feel that you don't put America first enough or care about the people that are legal citizens.
Oh, I care much more about legal
Not just-
citizens
not
than
just
you or
people
Donald
with
Trump does.
2-year temporary status under Biden or
Sir,
whatever.
Joe Biden did way more in 4 years than Donald Trump has ever done for American citizens. And I'm not even the biggest Biden supporter,
Okay, well,
and Biden still did more for American citizens than Donald
Okay.
Trump will ever do.
Well, that's your opinion, and
It's not my
you have
opinion,
facts
that's
to prove
facts.
That, and then I have an opinion that he did better than Biden.
Okay,
and
how?
I can have facts to prove that. Well, first of all, there was no new wars under Trump 1 or Trump 2. There
Literally, Donald Trump
Two
even claimed.
huge wars under Biden.
Hold on, sir,
and the
sir.
bad Afghanistan withdrawal.
Isn't Donald Trump right now claiming that he solved 7 wars?
Yep.
Yeah, 3 of those started this presidency. What are you talking about? How are you going to claim new war? So let me get this straight. A war started.
Those were
Donald
going
Trump.
on before he was president. according to
Oh,
him.
really? Really? So when Israel attacked Iran, okay, and he's calling it the 12-day war, that is what Donald Trump is calling it, the 12-day war, okay, that ended in June, okay, somehow that started prior to Donald Trump's presidency. Was it 11 days during Biden's presidency? And then it was
a skirmish,
it
not
was
a
just
whole war.
Donald Trump called it a war.
Good point. Good point.
Oh, okay, but I guess no new wars. I guess Donald Trump is just now ending wars that started under his presidency, but it wasn't a war that he started.
Uh-huh.
Man, that's impressive. I mean, honestly,
Okay.
I give props to that. I give props on how this war started while Donald Trump was presidency, but Donald Trump didn't start the war, but he also gets credit for ending the war. Impressive.
It didn't continue for a period of time from the start till a major
Sir,
breaking
he's
point of
calling it
coming
the
to an
12-day war. It ended in June.
brags about 7 different wars all the time, and he can't even remember the names of them all when he goes through them.
Gotcha. So now you're saying Donald Trump not only didn't start any new wars, but can't even remember the wars that were started under him. Well, that sounds like that sounds like he's
Well,
totally ready to
some of
be
those wars he
president,
said were
guys.
going on for 30
Guys,
years.
that's
working
what
to
we got
resolve
here. That's how we got here, guys. We have Donald Trump not only is starting new wars under his presidency, but he's too dumb to remember the wars that he started. That's what this guy's argument is.
them. But, you know, there were more wars started under Biden. They were like last.
Oh, really? What wars were started under Biden?
Well, from October 7th till now, you know, at 70,000 people killed in Gaza.
Gotcha. So
And thousands
Israel,
of, Israelis killed.
Israel
Almost
and
1,000
Gaza
Israelis
just
killed.
started fighting under Biden's administration.
Yep, they weren't fighting under Trump won.
Nope. Never even. They probably loved each other. Actually, Trump won. I actually remember, Donald Trump, Israel and Gaza coming out and saying, God, it's so awesome that Donald Trump is president. We love each other. It's just so awesome. And that things have never been better.
And Biden could have done better to not have the Ukraine-Russia war break out.
Oh, yes. The war that started in, what year was that again?
2022.
Try 2014.
Under Biden.
Try 2014.
That was under Obama.
That is correct. And that's when the war started.
Down under Bush, or they calmed down under
war
Trump.
Didn't start. The war started in 2014.
Yeah, that was under Obama, and they took Crimea.
Good job, sir. I know who was president. That wasn't Biden.
And then they weren't fighting under Trump won.
Yes, they were. They were fighting They were fighting in the Donbass region the whole time.
But not as a major.
Oh, gotcha. So they were fighting a war under Trump, but it wasn't as big as I thought I wanted it to be. So I'm not gonna say, even though people were dying every single, freaking consistently throughout the entire time Trump was president, he doesn't get any credit for that war, because I don't want to say that any wars were being fought under Donald Trump. Oh, but if this fighting freaking is under Biden, then it's a war Biden started, even though it was going on through Donald Trump's first presidency. Man, sir, does it ever get exhausting?
But not to the scale,
sir. Sir, does it ever get just exhausting trying to pretzel yourself through this? Does it get exhausting after a while? It has to be exhausting. Okay, because you're literally, sir,
every single fact memorized. It does.
It's not a matter of any single fact memorized, sir. You're literally stating something and saying it is fact, and then literally 2 minutes later saying how that thing isn't a fact.
But then you're saying a minor bicker here and there counts as a war all of a sudden.
It was a war the whole time. It never stopped being a war.
Okay.
You don't get to just claim.
Okay, now we're talking about semantics.
No, it's not a matter of semantics, sir. You're saying that Joe Biden started a war that he didn't start because it started before him. Was there an escalation? Yes. But on top of that, you're saying that Biden somehow did something to start that war, which isn't true either.
Well, he sent Kamala over there right before the war started, and they met with Boris Johnson to have a peace agreement, and it kind of fell through.
Yep.
And then Russia invaded right after that.
Yep. What does that have to do with what I said?
You were making the point that, I don't know. Anyway, the main thing is, Trump wants less people to die. And
Donald Trump said he was going to stop the war between Ukraine and Russia within 24 hours of being president-elect. How long ago was that?
Exactly. And that's, one of the things you could say, that was a lie, but it was a promise made in good faith.
No, it wasn't.
A little bit of an exaggeration. A lot of his tweets are an exaggeration.
Sir, it was either a pure and unadulterated lie. It is either a pure and unadulterated lie, or he's too stupid to realize that it was. It's only one or the other. Either A, he's smart enough to realize that he was lying and you fell for it, or B, he's too stupid to realize that it was a lie. That's the only two options.
Well, since then, he's admitted that war was a lot harder to solve than I thought. And
so your answer is he was too stupid.
Huh?
So your answer is he was too stupid.
No, he made a projection, he made an estimate. Everyone can make an estimate and then be wrong when it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I can make an estimate that I can make an estimate that I'm going to solve the war between Ukraine and Russia tomorrow. What would you say to that?
With Putin, and he's a president.
What would you say if I said that I am going to stop the war between Ukraine and Russia tomorrow?
Way less of a chance than if Trump said it.
No, actually, it's not.
Okay, well, that's
I don't know, because you can't have more than 0, and it's 0. It's zero chance. The chances of me ending this war tomorrow are the exact same chances of Donald Trump stopping the war between Russia and Ukraine within 24 hours.
All right, Polly. You want to talk about something else, or
No, I'm good. You're not talking about what we're talking about.
you just said zero? So, like, come on.
It
Like,
was zero.
we
It
gotta
was
move on at this point. We
100%
gotta,
zero.
You know,
Okay, it's okay, sir. I understand. You're going with the
would
idea.
I would have had less faith in Kamala to end that war.
Okay. Well, I don't know
But she
how
kinda
you could
started it,
possibly
right?
say that, sir. Because
Or
if
at
Kamala,
least contributed.
if Kamala didn't end the war at all, she'd be doing the exact same as Donald Trump. Actually, Donald Trump has been made it worse. Actually, the escalation and the killings have actually increased since Donald Trump was president.
There's no way to prove that, though.
Yes, there is. We can look at the
But she's
casualty
not
rates in
president.
Ukraine.
There's no metric to weigh it against.
Sir, yes, there is. We can look at the war, and since the beginning of the war, we had the first immediate escalation and higher casualties. Then they went down the rest of the time, and then if you look at it now, it's high again. So Donald Trump's actions
so if
are
things escalate
literally.
in Poland, are we obligated to go help them if they invoke Article 5?
Yes. Of course we are.
All right. Well, that's yet to happen, and they have moved 40,000 troops on the border, shot down a drone.
Cool.
Do you think we want de-escalate?
We
the
didn't,
tension there? You
sir.
think
We
giving
didn't. We
Ukraine a
didn't.
bunch of
We
weapons
didn't
is
have an.
gonna de-escalate
We
it?
didn't have an implementation of Article 5 under the Biden administration. We did just have an implementation of Article 4 under the Trump administration, though.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't think we need to give more weapons to Ukraine. I think Zelensky needs to come up with a peace deal.
Donald
that
Trump's
they can
giving
both
more
agree
weapons
on.
to Ukraine. So what?
Not as much as we used to. Plus,
Actually,
now we're
pretty much
we're
just as
selling
much.
them, not just giving them.
Okay, cool. So our military industrial complex is making more money. Literally, the rich people in our country are making
That's
more money.
that
Cool.
those
Congratulations.
people that work there will still go out to eat and then tip the waiter. You know, it's not like all their money.
Yep, and people were doing that before because our military industrial
Might get
complex
invested in
controls Congress.
That's a part of our economy. Part of our
Gotcha,
GDP.
sir. Those same people were making the weapons are still going out to eat and tipping, regardless of whether we give the weapons to Ukraine or if they're sold to Europe. Yeah, because they still get paid regardless.
Okay, well, you know, people want to see peace, right? In general. And it's not just Trump. If it was up to Trump, we probably would have peace. But there's a lot of other world leaders involved.
And if it
not
was
just
up to
Trump.
Biden, we would have had peace. And if it was up to Keir Starmer, we would have peace.
I don't
If it
know.
was up to
If-
frickin' Trudeau or Carney, we would have had peace. And if it was up to any fucking leader of any fucking allied nation or any NATO nation that exists, we would have peace. Unfortunately, it's not up to any of those people. It's up to fucking Vladimir Putin and fucking President Zelensky, and that's it. And Donald Trump can't control those people, so therefore we're not going to have peace.
Okay, that's a good point. I agree with you there. But, you know, Trump's trying to broker peace on both sides.
And Joe Biden tried to
could
freaking
we-
broker peace, and Starmer tried to broker peace, and Trudeau tried to broker peace, and fucking Carney's trying to peace,
Yep,
and fucking the heads of
war is
NATO
way
and
more
Italy and
difficult than
fucking Germany.
everyone thinks.
They're all trying to broker peace, sir. They've all been trying to broker peace the whole time.
Yeah, you know, war is a lot more complicated than a lot of other people think, you know.
No,
Especially when
I'm
it's,
just,
you know,
I
two
am
people fighting.
I am very, very familiar on how complicated it is. It is not harder than I thought in any way, shape, or form.
All right.
Yeah. The fact that the
Well-
president thinks it was easier, that's the problem. Okay? That's the issue.
Well,
But
that's
anyways,
your
I'm going to
opinion.
move on to another caller because this
All right,
feels like a
Paulie,
waste
thanks
of
for
time.
having me. You have a good day. And
All right, cool. Alberto, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said you are my hero. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Patrick. Thank you so much, Alberto. Patrick said, take caller to the vet. This walk got dehydrated him. Thank you so much. That was a crazy one. I don't know what happened there. Alberto said, you are my hero. Thank you so much, Alberto. I really appreciate that. And big W's in the chat for Alberto, and big W's in the chat for Taurus for the 5 gifted. I really, really appreciate that too. Thank you guys so much. I really, really, that really means a lot. Big W's in the chat for Taurus, and another big W if you got one of those memberships from Taurus. We're gonna move on to the next caller. I don't really know what's going on. I might have to shut down this thing early. I don't know what's really going on. It seems to be acting very, very weird tonight, but and I'm not really appreciating it, but that's not on you guys. That's on this. So we'll see if we can get another caller. And if you guys would like to support, I do have a Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all in my bio, all that fun stuff. So if you'd like to support, that is a great way to do it. Doreen, thank you so much for the $20 over on Cash App. I really appreciate that. And Nathaniel sent was it 12 cents? I think, whatever. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Why did you turn off the It's Insane sound? It's my favorite. I didn't turn off the It's Insane sound. The It's Insane sound plays when a super chat comes in. Did you guys not know that? The It's Insane sound plays when a super chat comes in. That's what that is. So yeah, so if you'd love to hear it, it can come up whenever. Yo, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Doing great. How old are you?
I'm 35.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do. I want to talk about how I actually thought that the Middle East policy actually was far superior than the previous, previous presidents. With a couple exceptions, but I'm very much, in support of that. You know,
right.
Am I on the show now?
What?
Particularly like when he was talking about what was going on about how, all these wars that are happening in the Middle East, that they're because, they're because, Trump really didn't do anything, and that, I'd have to say that a lot of these things happen because Biden just didn't want to get involved, is what I was going to say, basically.
No, a lot of these things happened because Donald Trump did get involved.
Oh, for example.
Yeah, the Abraham Accords.
So what do you think the Abraham Accords was a bad policy in the Middle East?
On that one. Yeah, of course it was.
Why? Why is the Abraham Accords bad? But that helps peace, right?
No, it actually is probably one of the largest catalysts towards October 7th that existed.
The Abraham Accords were catalysts toward October 7th? How is this possible?
Yeah, do you understand what the Abraham Accords are?
Yeah, the Abraham Accords were basically a movement to get countries to have relations with Israel, and to have a peace process through these countries, so they could have communication.
Awesome. Which countries?
It's basically a reversal of what the Arab League did in Sudan.
Which countries?
So Qatar, and I think one of them was Morocco, Qatar, UAE. Oman hasn't officially, but they basically are they have a sort of tacit relationship with Israel.
Yeah, you're forgetting a few of them, okay, including Saudi and
other
ones.
I can keep going with you. If you want me,
Saudi was the big one, but there are also multiple other countries.
Saudi Arabia has not. Saudi Arabia has not. It does not have relations with Israel openly, and it's not part of the Abraham Accords.
And so, most of those countries actually freaking agree to have an agreement with Gaza and with the Palestinians? What did they actually agree to before the Abraham Accords was implemented?
Well, the agreement basically means that they recognize each other and that they can open up trade. And as you know, trade is the biggest reason why wars in Europe. Basically, money ends, like when you have business relationships with people, it ends all sorts of things. It ends racism.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, no, well, business doesn't end racism. That's an insane thought. Okay,
I didn't say it ends. Okay, let me go back. Okay, I know I said it, but let me put a caveat on that. it does not end racism, but having business relationships with a country and a different people. If you have business relationships, it's about money. You're overlooking, other things because you have other interests.
Okay, none of this really has to do with this. None of this really has to do with what we're talking about whatsoever. I just wanted to point out. I just wanted to point out that. I just wanted to point out that it was a ridiculous fucking comment. Okay, so we're gonna get back.
No, it does. It is completely relevant because
I'm not asking your opinion. So thank you.
No, it's not an opinion. I was gonna base it up with the fact.
I don't want you to. I want to move on with the point.
So you don't want to know. Okay, I think the problem is that you're concentrating too closely on
Oh my God. Now I understand why everybody warned me that you were just on Ari's live. See, I was going to give you a chance, but you are quite fucking annoying.
What makes me annoying? You keep on thinking the whole war is just Israel and Palestine. I'm saying wars.
I was trying to give him a chance. I really was, but I need to move on with my point. That's all I was trying to do. I don't know why it's not doing the insane thing on. I think it's might because I restarted my portrait live, but it's not working over there. It's not working on that one for some reason. Hello, how are you?
It's insane.
Oh, see, it worked that time. Why does it work that time? Hello, how are you? Danielle, thank you so much for the $10 on Cash App. I really appreciate it.
Shit, lefty whore.
All right, so you trying to date or what? Wait, where'd you go? I was trying to have a talk with you, bud. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, I just hung up on you. You think I can't recognize your number?
No, I assumed that you wanted to defend the point. You just hung up because you couldn't answer.
No, because I tried to defend my point twice and you cut me off, and now I'm not interested in talking to you.
No,
All right. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 22.
Oh, awesome. Do you support Trump?
It's better to say that I support Trump over Kamala Harris than over Joe Biden.
Why?
First is because of moral policies, like for example, pro-life, and I'm completely against those who are not pro-life.
Those that are like God.
Like I was saying, I was completely against those who are for.
Yeah, I was asked like God.
Like God.
Oh yeah.
Explain.
Oh, God explains explicitly in the Bible how to give an abortion. So,
where? Please pull this up.
Numbers 5, starting in verse 11.
You're talking about the Old Covenant, right?
What about it?
And does it? Oh, you're talking about the priest, the old priest in the Old Covenant. But you.
What about it?
Leave out the context.
No, I don't. I can read the entire verse and give the entire context.
It's not just one verse. It's a book.
It's Numbers 5, 11 through 35. Yeah, I mean, I can read before that also, but it doesn't help your context.
Yeah, go for it.
Because actually, if you get more into Numbers, then we're going to start talking about a whole bunch of other things that aren't going to be very helpful. But I was just asking, since your morality is saying that you don't. Sir, I've read it 1,000 times in this live. I don't need to read it. I can almost recite it. Okay,
so
sir, my viewers have all
out of context.
Okay, and how about you just explain to me how it's out of context? If you know it's out of context, then I don't need to read it in order for you to tell me how it's out of context.
You're the one making the claim. So
yes, sir. No, actually, sir, you're making the claim. You're making the claim that what I'm saying is out of context. Yeah. So if it's out of context, then how is it out of context?
You're the one making the claim that Numbers 5 supports abortion.
I did. Yeah, because the Bible gives explicit instructions. Sir. So in rare cases, it's okay.
Extremely rare cases.
Like what?
Let's go ahead and open up Numbers 5.
Sir, I don't need to open up the book. I know what it says. Do you not know what it says?
Okay, but abortion is
sir. It's a yes or no, sir. It's a yes. No, hold on. Stop.
Is what a yes no? Please.
Do you know what the verse says?
Let's go ahead and pull it up.
No, I didn't ask you to pull it up. I asked you if you know what the verse says.
I remember the context.
Cool. So if you remember the context, then how am I taking it out of context? That simple.
Because is very rare cases. It's not
Awesome.
it's not
Which
just
rare
abortion
cases?
being legalized everywhere. It's not just
Awesome.
I have
Which
a
rare
baby,
cases?
Let me go ahead and get an abortion because I don't want it.
Awesome. So which rare cases?
Let's go ahead and pull it up.
Oh my God, he doesn't know. This guy has no idea what the context of this verse is. He is just making
It
this
was like
random fucking claim.
unfaithfulness.
He is
Yeah,
making
it's
this
for
random
unfaithfulness.
fucking
Like a-
claim, okay,
Bro,
that I am
literally-
somehow out of
let's go,
context,
I'm
but
pulling
he
it up.
refuses
pull it
to
up,
give me
I
the context. Sir,
refuse.
if you know that
Bro,
I'm
I'm
out of,
literally
sir,
pulling up the
sir,
verses.
listen,
So I
if,
can read
listen,
it.
listen,
Listening to it from the Bible, not
listen,
from me.
listen.
You listen. You're
Okay,
just speaking.
if
keep
you
on
are
rambling.
saying that I'm out of context, then you should not need to pull up the verse to tell me how I'm out of context.
Okay.
If you're
so you
telling me
said
I'm out of
11
context,
through
that is a
35.
positive claim. You are positively claiming that I'm out of context. You should not need to go look up the context to tell me I'm out of
Sir, but
context
you're-
because,
but you're
sir,
actually- you're
if
bringing
you
it out
know
of
I'm out of
context.
context, then you would already know what the context is and how I'm taking it out of context.
Well, that's because I've read it before.
Then tell
So-
me the
so I know-
context.
I know you just bring.
Then
up a
tell
verse
me the
is-
context,
doesn't mean
sir.
it's the truth.
Then tell me the
You said Numbers-
context.
You said Numbers 5, right? 11 to
I
35,
said
right?
Deuteronomy 21.
I promise you just said Numbers 5. Now you're saying.
Oh, you're right.
21.
Deuteronomy 21 is where God has just wipes out fucking
Okay, now you're flip-flopping,
orders
okay?
the
You just
Israelites.
lied to me.
Sorry.
You just said, I said you.
Oh no, sorry. I was confusing it with that time that
Okay.
God told the Israelites to go out and kill all the children.
Okay,
My
so
bad.
I see you like lying.
No, I was just
Deuteronomy-
making a
Deuteronomy
joke, sir.
21.
Do you know what Deuteronomy 21 says? By
You
the way?
were just making a joke. No, you were lying. You just said.
All right, sir.
said Deuteronomy
Sir, if that's what you need to make, yourself feel better, I really
Okay,
couldn't
so
give
you're
a
gonna
fuck.
take me off without even having real
I
dialogue,
truly
right?
couldn't give a fuck.
We're not gonna have real dialogue, right? We're not having real dialogue.
No, we're not, because you are a liar.
No, I literally
Because
said
you
I-
are saying that I am
support
taking something
Trump
out of
over
context,
Kamala
and
Harris
you do
and
not,
over Joe
sir.
Biden
You are
because of
saying,
immorality
sir.
in that
You
party.
are saying that I am
And then I
taking
brought
some,
up abortion,
sir.
and then I brought up
Hello,
I think
hello,
you just lied about
hello.
some stuff.
All right, I'll just
Well,
mute
I'm
you
here.
then. That's fine. Sir,
No,
you
go for
said
it.
I was taking something out of context, but you can't tell me what I was taking out of context or how I was taking it out of context. Instead of answering
that's
my
because I wanna
question,
pull up
you're
the
still
exact
muted.
verse.
Instead of
I wanna pull
actually
up
just
the exact
addressing the
verse.
context, you instead
Okay.
want to read it because you want to go look up the context so
No,
that you
because
can
it
make
makes-
a positive claim
it-
about
wait.
the context that you supposedly
Listen,
think I am
listen.
already taking out
If
of
you're
context.
gonna make a truth claim,
okay?
it should be.
So,
you should want to go and verify.
How about
right?
this? Either freaking
should
explain
want
to
to
me
go
the
verify.
context and how I'm taking out of context, or cede your point. It's that simple.
Okay. So starting from where you were
Nope.
even talking about, like
Nope,
Numbers 5,
Jess, I didn't ask you to
verse
read the
11.
verse. I asked you to tell me how I'm taking it out of
explaining
context.
I'm explaining what you're talking about. In Numbers 5 verses 11, it doesn't even talk about that. You have to go quite some time.
That's
to
not
even
how I'm
find what
taking
you're
it out of
talking
context, sir. That's semantics. How am I taking it out of context?
about. Okay, no, because the verse that you're even saying is wrong. That's why that's.
And how is it wrong?
That's completely out of context. Because Numbers 5 verse 11 does not even.
I said
say
11 through
anything about that.
35. I didn't say 11.
Okay. Numbers
Maybe if
5
you
verse-
learn to be
verse-
quiet long enough, you'd actually hear what the fucking point is. You can't even
Oh my-
fucking,
see,
you can't
I'm
even
saying
listen to
11
what I
does not
say.
even address
You
it.
literally
11 doesn't even
can't
address
listen to what I say long enough to even freaking make a claim against it.
Okay. 11 does not even address it. Okay.
Because it's
14
11
doesn't
through
even address-
35. It's not just verse 11.
Okay,
Because
okay,
if I
okay.
was just to
Okay,
claim
so a
verse
man-
11, that wouldn't make any sense because that would be taking a verse out of context.
Okay. So it's about unfaithfulness.
Oh,
Okay.
gotcha. So the
What you
Bible
were
just
talking
says it's
about.
okay to have an
So-
abortion as
so
long
the-
as someone's
so
cheating.
The case, no. It said so. The case in which they were brought to a priest was a man suspects his wife of being unfaithful.
Sir,
and
I
he drinks the
know
cup.
what the verse says.
And
What
if
is
baby
the
dies,
context
that
that I
means
am
she's
taking
unfaithful.
out of
That
context?
she was unfaithful. You're okay. Abortion in reality, and you're just in general does not. It's too big now to be saying that. Okay, this small incident where a wife is unfaithful to her husband is just everywhere, and everybody should just be having abortions because they're.
Gotcha. So you guys heard it, ladies, straight from the voice of this guy right here. He says it's totally okay to have an abortion as long as you're cheating on your husband, guys. We
Absolutely
got there.
not.
There we
So
go.
the
We
Bible
got there,
makes
guys.
the case that
Guys,
you
the
should not
Bible
be cheating on
says
your husband,
that life is
okay?
precious and every
Original.
life begins at conception unless you were cheating.
And we're going over.
And
on the,
if you
we're
were
going over the
cheating,
old
then
covenant. We're not even
none
talking
of
about the new
that
covenant,
matters
and
anymore.
which even
The second that
outlaws
you're
abortion, all
cheating,
of it.
it does not matter anymore whatsoever. Okay. So life is precious and only as precious as the most precious thing on the planet. God knew all of you. Unless you were cheating on your husband, then God can't see you. God's like a dinosaur. Okay?
Long ago.
He's still
They were under
whining.
an old covenant.
He's
They were
God's
under
like a
old
dinosaur.
rules,
And if
old
you're
laws.
cheating, okay, he can't see the
Oh my
motion.
gosh, you cannot.
Okay,
listen.
he can't see it at all. He's just like, oh shoot,
No.
where's the fetus? I can't see it. You were cheating, and he just kind of like wanders around. Right, he has no idea where it's at. Okay, but if you weren't cheating and it's with your husband, then totally, then totally it's okay. So just remember that, guys. Like God can't see it.
No. See, you're
that's the
taking
case.
the entire Bible out of context. You're taking.
Sir,
the
I'm
entire
not
rules of
listening to
God
you
out
at
of
all
context.
because you're not
taking
actually
it-
having a valid conversation with me.
I-
And so
no,
at
I'm-
this
I'm
point,
literally about to
sir,
make a point
at this
because
point,
you're
at this
acting-
point, I am not having a conversation with you. I am mocking you. Okay? So, for the final time, I am going to ask you, how did I take it out of context? Okay, because the Bible obviously gives instruction on how to give an abortion. Okay, and even if that's only when a wife is cheating, okay, that shows right there that God is okay with abortions in certain circumstances, and one of those being that he's cheating. So therefore, God isn't pro-life the way that you freaking make it sound. So either give me the context of how I'm wrong, or I'm just gonna move on.
Okay, so this was under the old covenant. So Jesus dying on the cross is a new covenant. Okay,
According
so
to who?
this old covenant, a covenant is an agreement. That was God's old agreement with an old man, which was fallen at the time. And Jesus, now the new covenant, which we're under after Jesus died, is the agreement with God and basically all the laws and rules now. So
Little problem
really,
with that.
It's out of context now. That actually brings me to
Little
answer your
problem
point.
with that.
It's out of context.
Little
because
problem
the
with
old
that.
covenant does not apply to the new
Yeah,
covenant.
little problem
There
with
are
that.
only certain
Sir,
moral
hey,
rules
hey,
that apply
just
now.
stop
Sir, you're
repeating
interrupting me.
yourself.
Can you let me finish speaking,
You're
please?
repeating yourself. Are you sundowning?
I'm not.
Is this what
I'm
sundowning
literally
sounds
making my
like?
statement.
You're just like that's the old covenant and the new covenant Jesus, and the old covenant is no, and then the new
Okay,
covenant is
because
Jesus, and then the
you're not
old
even
covenant is
clear
no,
with that.
and then the new covenant is
You're-
Jesus, and then
bro,
the old
it's going
covenant
on
is
in
no.
one
Sir,
of your
I got it the
ears
first
out
time. Unlike you, I have comprehension skills. I can hear you the first time.
Obviously not, because it's going in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, I
Like,
have
okay,
comprehension skills.
I'm speaking
Sir,
to you the truth
again,
of what-
the
what is
problem
happening.
with your covenant argument is that Jesus says you're wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, where does he say
Matthew
I'm
5.
wrong? Oh my gosh, you're just saying entire books. Where does he say I'm wrong? Matthew 5? Bro, you're actually bugging out. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Matthew 5:17 actually. 17 and
Okay,
18.
Let's go ahead and pull that up.
Yeah, why don't you go do that?
Matthew 5:17, 18.
Here about this. I already pulled it up for
you.
you. I'll just read it because I knew you didn't know your Bible, so I just pulled it up for you. Okay. Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish the law, but to fulfill them. For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth disappear, not the smallest letter, not the least stroke of a pen will by any means disappear from the law
Hold
until
on.
everything is accomplished. Therefore, anyone who sets aside one of the least of these commands and teaches others accordingly will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But if whoever practices these teaches commands will be called into the great kingdom of heaven. So God specifically says until heaven and earth disappear that the old law is still in effect. And since we are
Okay.
still on earth, last time I checked,
So-
I'm pretty sure that is everybody besides the caller still on earth. Okay,
so
as long as everybody
let
on
me
the
explain to you.
besides the caller is still on earth, okay, because that's where I'm at. All right, according to Jesus and the Bible, okay, as long as earth still exists, okay, the law and the prophets still exist.
Matthew 5:17 and 18. So, I argue that is a great point, and I've heard some rebuttals that I don't remember clearly right now. But I will say, it definitely, like the old law, it really is talking about moral law and moral covenant and things like that. So,
Yeah,
it
where does the
wasn't
Bible
talking
say
about
that?
ceremonial law? It wasn't talking about.
And where does the Bible say that?
Like animal sacrifice?
Yeah.
because back in
I've
those
heard,
days-
sir.
Listen,
I've heard
that law-
I've heard this argument. You're not even doing the argument right. Okay, that's the
Listen,
sad part.
okay,
I've heard
listen.
this argument before, and you're
Can you let
not
me
even
speak? Can you
arguing it
just let me
right.
speak?
So I'm trying to stop you
let me
because you're
speak,
just
please?
embarrassing yourself at this point.
Can
Okay,
you let me
you're
speak?
trying to make a
Can you let me
moral
speak?
law argument, and you're not doing it correctly. Okay.
Okay, can you let me speak?
Okay, no, you can tell me where in the
Okay,
Bible.
no.
You can tell me where
I'm
in the
about- I'm
Bible,
about to
sir. You
explain
can
to
tell
you
me.
why
You can
that-
tell me.
why
You can
that
tell me
verse
one
does
thing.
not apply in this
Where
situation.
in the Bible does
Yeah.
it say this only applies to moral law?
Let me give you. I can't
Nope.
give you
I
the
just.
exact
I just.
verse, but
I
I
just.
can give you
I,
situations why.
nope. I don't want
Why I'm
situations. I
making
want.
this
I want the
claim.
verse
I can give
where
you
it says that this
logical reasons
verse
why I'm making this
is
claim.
only applies to moral law.
I'll give you logical reasons why I'm making this claim.
I don't want a
If you let me
logical
speak.
reason. I want the verse.
Okay, so first, before I go into that, I'm just gonna say
Nope. Before. No.
back in
No.
the
No.
Old-
Stop stalling.
back in the
What's
Old
the verse,
Testament-
sir? Stop
back in the Old
stalling.
Testament, they had
Stop
to
stalling.
sacrifice animals.
All right. Well,
They
you're
had to
getting muted
sacrifice
again.
animals.
Final chance. Stop stalling. All right,
Sacrifice. They don't
you
have to
you
do that
have
to come
till
to
the
this thing.
till the time we get down to 1. Okay, to give me a verse. 5,
Are
4,
you kidding me? Why are you saying that I have
3,
to explain from the Bible a valid
2,
argument?
1. Do you see your point yet?
Listen, I can tell you.
All right, we're gonna keep this thing going. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All right, Queen V, thank you so much for the $2 that I want to hear it. Feisty, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Tim said insane, just to hear the insane thing over there. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And Gorilla, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Also said insane. That's freaking awesome. Thank you guys so much for the insanity over here. Delissa said a MAGA brain cult caller, lack of knowledge on issues, policies. They call into debate about the inability to understand and accept facts and reality. That's 100% Delissa. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Ogden, thank you so much for the membership. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Before I said, you mean this sound? Yes, that sound. Yes, the insanity sound. I really, really appreciate that also. And then Feisty put this. I don't even know what that means. I truly don't even know what that means, but it's fine. Guys, if you're gonna make a religion argument on me, try knowing your own religion first. Okay? If you're going to try to make a religious argument against me, start with knowing your own religion. Okay? It really just gets embarrassing when I have to embarrass you on your own religion. Okay? It's just embarrassing. Okay. Yeah, I know. I thought I had clicked the mute button, but I had messed it up. I clicked it on the other platforms. I hadn't clicked it on that. Lee says Paulie wins again tonight. Oh, well, you know, I don't do this to win or lose, but I mean, at least at that guy, I definitely won. Yeah, I know. I'm on fire tonight, and I don't know what is going on. This one live right here, this one platform where I normally have like 60, 70,000 views by now, I don't even have 20 on, and I don't know what's going on. It's getting very, very confusing. Okay. So I feel like it's not going well because the numbers don't look right. It's bothering me. Okay. I'm trying to shake that off. All right. We'll shake it off. We're not having a bad live. We'll get on with it. Okay. We'll get on with it. Jen, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Says, Paulie, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? It is definitely strawberry cheesecake. 100% is strawberry cheesecake. I love me some strawberry cheesecake ice cream.
It's insane.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And if you guys say I'm wrong, then you're wrong. And just thought I'd let you know that. Just thought I'd let you know that if you think I'm wrong, then wrong. Yeah, the TikTok looks great. That's the only reason I haven't ended it, to be honest with you. The TikTok numbers look awesome. TikTok, you guys are the ones they're hooked over there. The numbers look over there for a change. Y'all make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. I really, really appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'm not getting push on
It's insane.
I'm not getting push on one specific spot, so that's okay. It's okay. It's all right. We'll get there. All right. That's okay. They all can't be winners, right? They all can't be winners. And Lewis, thank you so much for the super chat. It says, I'm learning so much in this community that is helping me to educate my MAGA friends in Puerto Rico. Keep up the good work. Hell yeah, Puerto Rico's in the house. Can we get some Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico. Yo, somebody put salted caramel ice cream in the chat. I just saw that. And I will say salted caramel ice cream is a very, very close second. Okay? It is a very, very, very close second. All right. I love me some salted caramel. But yeah, let's get some Puerto Rico in the house. Hell yeah to Luis. And Kez, thank you so much for the $2. I really appreciate that. It says Polly equals GOAT. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. We're gonna move on to the next caller. I'm gonna take at least one more. And we'll see where it goes. So far, the last two callers have been kind of rough, honestly. But we'll try to take one more. Vicky says I'm 75% complete with my Twitch subs over here. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, we're up to 10 subs over there. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, Twitch in the house. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. You?
I'm doing good. How old are you?
35.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
All right. What's on your mind?
Actually, I want to pick up where you had a conversation with somebody that unfortunately was not well informed. So I am huge on pro-life, and I do support Trump on pro-life.
Well,
I'd like to pick up where you had that numbers.
It's
5 verse 11.
Well, it's just really weird to say you support Donald Trump because he's pro-life when Donald Trump has flip-flopped on whether he's pro-life or whether he's not pro-life or how pro-life he is. Literally consistency throughout his presidency. His wife is very much not pro-life. Okay, she has been very clear that she's pro-choice, and honestly, I can't really put a bet on it, to be completely honest with you. Okay, I can't prove it. All right, but if you were if I could see a crystal ball, all right, crystal ball. And I could be like, you have to bet how many abortions Donald Trump has paid for. And the over under was 5. I would take 5. I would put my life savings on over 5. Every dollar I had, I would put on over 5. No questions asked.
Okay, well, that's just a guess. I mean, that's just
that's just a guess. But there is some education to that guess. Okay. There is some education to that guess. Yeah, well, he cheated on his first wife with his second wife. He cheated on his second wife with his third wife. He cheated on his third wife with a porn star that he then paid off to try to keep it a secret. He's literally best friends with one of the, with a freaking sex trafficker, right? Who he's writing freaking letters on about secrets and all sorts of stuff. The dude's a literal.
Yeah, but he actually kind of broke it off when he found out about that.
That's actually not true. Donald Trump
and all that.
That's actually not true. Donald Trump literally came out on television and asked why he broke it off with Epstein, and he said it was because Epstein tried to steal a fucking real estate deal from him.
Okay.
Donald Trump said that.
So
are you arguing with Donald Trump? Dude, sir, this isn't me and everybody else. This is Donald Trump said it.
Why I called.
Hold on. I didn't ask why you called. Sir, I didn't ask why you called. Donald Trump got on television and said that the reason why he broke it off with Epstein is because Epstein tried to take a real estate deal from him. Are you saying that Donald Trump is lying about that?
Don't even care.
All right. Well, then I don't care about having this conversation with you. If you're not going to engage in the conversation, I don't give a fuck what you want to call about.
Yeah, because you can't prove me wrong.
Sir, how could I not prove you wrong?
You're scared of the Bible because you...
How could I not prove you wrong on a point you haven't made? You're right, sir.
Well,
so how... No, sir, listen.
I already told you. I was told him about that other caller.
You're about to get muted.
I don't care.
All right, cool. Sir, how could you say that I'm afraid to not prove you wrong on a point you haven't made? Okay, what you're afraid of being, sir, you're afraid of being wrong on the points that I'm making about how Donald Trump is a sexual deviant, okay, who consorts with fucking sex traffickers and who's cheated on every fucking wife that he fucking wants. So why would
I concede it.
So
I don't care about that.
Let me ask you a question. So somebody that is literally a sexual deviant that freaking does all this, why would you think that their stance on pro-life is actually fucking biblical?
It's insane.
Because of his policies.
Okay, which policy?
Where he got rid of Roe versus Wade.
Yeah, that is not a policy.
Yes, he ended it. Okay, it's not a policy.
Roe versus
policy,
Wade wasn't a
but
policy,
he
and
ended
he
what
didn't.
people had already started
he didn't-
and sent
and
it back
he
to the states, so we don't have to deal with it.
Right, and you do realize that Roe versus Wade, fucking the ending of Roe versus Wade or the Dobbs decision actually increased abortions in the United States?
Only in the states that allow it.
No. Oh, yeah, only in the states that allow it. But are we not the United States of America, or are we just individual states?
I'm actually Texas, so that's what I care about.
It doesn't change the question.
No, I'm Texas. So if you know anything about Texas,
Yeah, I know you
right?
guys like
you
to
know
like
we don't
fucking,
care about the rest
yeah,
of it.
Yeah, I know you guys like to let your healthy fucking women die. Okay.
Nah.
Healthy Republican women die because of ectopic pregnancies because you guys don't understand abortion.
So how are women dying because of abortion?
Yeah, have you heard of Kate Cox?
Explain it.
I am. Have you heard of Kate Cox?
Who?
Kate Cox.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, Kate Cox is from Texas. Okay.
Mhm.
Since that's all you care about is Texas. Okay. And Kate Cox is a Republican woman, and Kate Cox is a mother and a wife, and Kate Cox has 3 children. Okay. That
Okay,
she
come
loves.
on with your point.
Yeah, no, I'll take as much time on my point as I fucking want, and you'll sit here and listen like a good little boy.
Oh, fuck you, ho.
Good job. Good job, sport. Anyway, and Kate Cox has a big
come
family,
on,
and Kate Cox is actually very pro-life also, or at least was. And then Kate Cox had an ectopic pregnancy, and Kate Cox needed an abortion so she didn't fucking die. Okay? And Kate Cox asked Texas to be able to have an abortion, and Texas told her to get fucked and die.
So why couldn't she have a C-section?
Sir, what's an ectopic pregnancy?
I really don't know.
I know you don't, because all of the people that want to argue about abortion don't know shit about abortion or about pregnancy.
Oh, I
You
do know
are
99%
correct, sir.
of cases is
You-
birth control.
You are very, very clear. You are very,
There's
very right, sir. The
1%
sir,
that could
sir,
be harmful.
Sir, you're sitting here arguing against the abortion of a Republican pro-life woman in your state because she had a medical condition that you don't even fucking understand.
Yep.
Okay. And Texas was going to let her die. Okay. Because of your stance on abortion when you don't even understand what the fuck it means. This is the reason why people like you shouldn't be making decisions on women's bodies because you don't fucking understand them.
I'm not making decisions on women's
You
bodies.
100%
I'm
are.
making decisions on the child's body.
You are
Thank you for interrupting me, bitch.
You are 100% making a decision on the woman's body because guess what? If you knew anything about ectopic pregnancies, you'd know that the pregnancy isn't viable.
Okay, and have you ever heard of, since it's a threat to the woman, you can go to a fucking doctor? You piece of shit, you don't know shit.
Then how come
and
Texas,
they can take care of it instead of an abortion clinic.
Then how
and all
come?
they want to do, did you know where abortion clinics came from?
Sir.
They were started.
No one can hear you. Then why did Texas tell her she couldn't have one? That is the question I'm asking you.
You don't need an abortion. You go to a fucking hospital, you
She
dumbass.
went to a hospital.
And the doctor can take care of it.
She went to a hospital, and the doctor
and
said
if they
they
have to
couldn't do
remove
it.
that pregnancy, they can do it.
And the doctor said they couldn't do it because of Texas abortion laws.
Bullshit.
I'm not, sir. You know how you're talking to me on this smartphone? Yeah. Instead of just yelling and screaming like the fucking child that you are, you could actually Google it and see that everything I'm telling you is factual.
I'm acting like a child. You've talked shit to me since I got on this phone call,
Yeah,
you
because
little
you're a
bitch.
dumbass.
Because you're too scared to talk to people face to face.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I talk to you face to face.
That's why you do it all on the computer.
Ain't nobody afraid to talk to
and
you
you're
face
also
to
too
face, little
scared
man.
to talk to me about the Bible.
Ain't nobody talking to you. Ain't nobody afraid to talk to you face to face, little man. Okay.
That's why when
You're
I brought
not
up Numbers 5
you're
verse
not a big
11,
man.
you went
You're
ahead
not a
and
big
scampered
man.
on because you know for a fact it doesn't mean abortion. Because the person in there didn't even mention pregnancy, you idiot. Until the very end, where if it didn't kill her because she didn't cheat on her husband, then she would conceive seed.
And if she
Conceive.
didn't, she would.
Conception's where
Yeah.
the sperm and the egg meet,
Hey,
and bam, you're
if you
pregnant.
can't stop yelling like a fucking child, I will move on to an adult.
Okay, so what do you got to say about my point
Yeah,
now that I got to
the
actually
Numbers
make it?
5 actually specifically says the drink will cause her to miscarry. And when you give someone a
No,
drink,
it does not.
You want me to pull it
No,
up?
it does not. You
want me to
show
pull
me
it
the
up?
verse.
Sure,
Yes.
gladly.
Because all it says is her thighs will rot and her belly will swell. It doesn't even say she was pregnant. You're ad-libbing that.
Sir, I have zero problem showing you.
And it's not even Numbers 5, verse 11 through
Yeah,
35. There's
no-
not even 35
Yep,
in there.
and-
It's to 31.
Yeah.
So you don't
and-
know anything you're saying.
Yeah, I know so
and
little
also,
that the...
I'll actually make a point
Yeah,
on Deuteronomy
no,
21.
You don't need to make a point because
They
I
didn't
literally...
kill every man, woman,
right,
and
sir.
child.
All right,
Because
sir.
you hear about them later on.
Yeah. Numbers 5:15. Then he is to take his wife to the priest. He must also take an offering of 1/10 of ephah of barley flour on her behalf.
It's about
Yeah.
20-something. It's about 20-something when you get to it.
Look, sir, I know you didn't have parents that taught you manners because MAGA always sends me their children to teach them manners, but I'm reading, so it's your turn to be quiet.
Okay, well, I'll let you go ahead and read that far.
Verse 21. Here the priest is to put the woman under the curse. May the Lord cause you to become a curse among your people when he makes your womb miscarry and your abdomen swell.
Okay, wait, what? No. I read it in the real Bible.
Guess
with
what?
the
It's
King
on the
James
screen
Version.
where all of these 2,000
Are you
people can read
NIV?
it. Where all of these people
Because
can
that was
fucking read it.
ad-libbed. No, because I can tell you this right now. It literally says in the King James Version that her belly will swell and her thighs, between her legs will rot.
Well, see, here's
So
the
she basically
here's,
can't
here's
have
the
kids
problem
anymore.
with this.
He's taking it
Sir,
away from her.
shut the fuck up.
Fuck you.
I am so tired of talking to you, yelling and screaming like a fucking child. If you can't fucking
Right,
handle,
you talk crap to
if
every
you
one of
can't
your-
handle this fucking conversation, if you can't handle this conversation like an adult, then I will put you back in timeout and I'll spank that little butt like your dad should have done instead of leaving you. Okay, instead of leaving you like your fucking dad did. Okay, because I don't like your shithole state. I've been to your state. It sucks. Okay. Anyways, you do realize that the King James Version is a very, very inaccurate version of the Bible, right?
Oh, and you love the NIV, huh?
Actually, the New Standard Revised Version would
No.
actually be better than
King
that.
James is one of the most accurate versions we
It's
have.
actually
so I can
not,
see why
and
don't
you
like
can't
it.
find me a single Bible scholar that says that.
I can show you a lot of Bible scholars probably that show.
Oh,
say
really?
That.
Because
I'm
I
sure
can.
that.
How about this? How about I can actually name Bible scholars that'll tell you that. How about Dan McClellan?
I've never heard of that one. I know about
he's
John
a Bible
MacArthur.
scholar.
I know
he is
about,
a Bible scholar he is a Bible
what's his
scholar
name?
that knows Hebrew, Greek,
Hey,
and
Hunch,
the
I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
up.
sir, you should have tried that before you should have tried that before you got on the live. But anyways, considering the King James
no, I know
Version,
way more than you do.
sir. Considering the King James
100%.
Version. All right. Well, last chance before I hang up on you, okay? All right,
What?
perfect. The King James Version is actually a very bad translation. Actually, the King James Version was actually known as a bad translation of the Bible when it was written. Okay, which was like the 1600s or something like that. Okay, yeah, it was actually.
Tell me about that.
I am. Okay, and you know what? I'm
Okay.
going to tell you all about it while you're not here because you're a child and I'm tired of teaching to a fucking child. Okay.
Oh, because you.
All right, good. So it was actually at the time of the King James Bible being written, it was actually considered a very, very bad version, okay? Because they actually tried to go word for word in the translation, and they did it off a version of the Bible that was actually not very good. Okay. See, just like everything else in the world, right? As we've advanced from the 1600s into the 1900s into the 2000s, right? We actually have a better ability to translate things, right? And that version was completely incomplete. It was off of incomplete transcript. So a lot of that actually was ad-libbed, where we actually end up discovering newer transcripts later on, okay? And use those to create things like the New International Version and stuff like that, right? So the King James Version is actually one of the most inaccurate versions of the Bible, and almost every Bible scholar will tell you so. Any Bible scholar that actually has a fucking clue what he's talking about or she's talking about, well, let's be clear, it's all he's because the Bible doesn't like women very much, right? Any Bible scholar that knows anything about what he's talking about knows the King James Bible is a very, very, very inaccurate version of the Bible. And you would know that if you could stop screaming and yelling like a child, okay? But hey, what are you gonna do? Again, guys, is that the strong men y'all are raising in Texas? Because now I know why you guys are so sad. I assume that was the reason why you guys freaking tried to succeed, because you were having a little hissy fit and crying your life away. Oh, you poor babies. What a fucking crybaby. Jesus Christ.
It's insane.
Michael, thank you so much for the $5 Venmo. I appreciate that. Said Michael, I said, drop the bitch. Drop the bitch. That sounds like the intro to like a Skrillex song. Drop the bitch. Drop the bitch. Sorry. Anyways, I get carried away. Feisty, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said he has spoken on tape about AB. Yes, many times he's spoken about that on tape. 100% he has. Thank you so much, Feisty. And Lee, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said Trump support, trying to think brain fire. Ah, the horrors! The horrors! All right, y'all. I'm gonna call it the end of the live because I don't know. I'm just calling it the end of the live. I'm not gonna be on tomorrow either. I'm gonna take the night off. I was gonna take today off too, but whatever. We're still here. So I'm gonna take tomorrow off, and I'll be back hopefully Sunday morning. I'll try to be back Saturday morning. I'll try to be back on Saturday morning. Hope to see you guys there. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. Hope to see you guys soon. Love you guys. All right. See you guys.